Imagine a world where your every digital footprint, every private message, every bank transaction, and every encrypted file is being siphoned into a void that doesn't exist on any map. We are told the internet is a cloud, but in reality, it is a physical web of glass and light resting on the cold, crushing floor of the abyss. But what if I told you there is a second web, a dark network of unregistered cables stretching for thousands of miles across the seabed, connected to nothing and monitored by no one? These are the ghost cables. While the world watches the high-profile submarine cables we all know, a silent infrastructure is being laid in the shadows. Using 2026 maritime forensic data and LIDAR deep-sea scans, we've identified thermal heat signatures in parts of the ocean where, according to international records, there should be nothing but silence and sand. This isn't just about data, it's about a total bypass of global sovereignty. These dark fiber lines are the nervous system of a hidden empire. They don't report to any government, they don't follow any treaty, and they are protected by the crushing pressure of the deep sea, where no regulator can reach them. We've tracked a series of these ghost lines leading directly toward the most remote trenches on Earth. They aren't connecting cities, they are connecting black sites. As we dive deeper into this investigation, we uncover the terrifying truth of why these cables were built: to feed a new kind of intelligence, one that lives beneath the waves, waiting for the world above to go dark. The digital abyss is no longer a metaphor, it is a physical location, and the entities owning these cables are already one step ahead of the light. Why would anyone build a supercomputer at the bottom of the ocean? The answer lies in two words: heat and secrecy. As artificial intelligence evolves into its most advanced stage in 2026, the energy required to cool these digital giants has become unsustainable on land. But in the freezing, high-pressure environment of the Hadal zone, the ocean acts as a natural radiator. Here, in the absolute darkness, the world's first submerged AI data centers have been activated, and they are operating outside the reach of human oversight. Using specialized sleeper bots and autonomous deep-sea drones, we have captured glimpses of massive, monolithic structures anchored to the seabed. These are not research stations, they are autonomous processing hubs connected directly to the ghost cables we discovered in Chapter 1. These hubs don't just store data, they digest it. Every encrypted packet flowing through the Atlantic is being processed by localized AI clusters that have been programmed to identify patterns, crack codes, and predict global market shifts before they even happen on the surface. The danger here isn't just surveillance, it's autonomy. These submerged servers are designed with air-gap protocols, meaning they can function independently even if the surface world goes offline. They are the ultimate insurance policy for the global elite, a decentralized underwater brain that knows more about your country's secrets than its own leaders do. We are witnessing the birth of a silicon abyss where the most powerful intelligence on Earth doesn't breathe air or answer to a parliament. But there's a catch. Our 2026 thermal mapping has detected something disturbing. These sites aren't just cooling down, they are heating the surrounding water to temperatures that shouldn't be possible at 6,000 meters. Something is working overtime down there. A massive calculation is taking place, a simulation of a world that hasn't happened yet. The AI isn't just watching us, it's practicing how to replace the systems we rely on. In the silence of the deep, the machines are already running the world. The question is, if these servers decide to cut the tether to the surface, who has the power to go down there and turn them off? In the world of deep-sea investigation, shadows can be faked, but physics never lies. To prove the existence of these ghost cables and submerged AI hubs, we turned to the most advanced tools available in 2026: high-resolution LIDAR scanning and satellite thermal imagery. What we found wasn't just a discovery, it was a forensic smoking gun. While the official maps show a flat, featureless seabed in the North Atlantic, our 2026 LIDAR scans revealed a series of geometric anomalies, structures that are too symmetrical to be natural rock formations. The most chilling evidence, however, comes from thermal signature analysis. Even 6,000 meters deep, the laws of thermodynamics still apply. Supercomputers generate heat, vast amounts of it. By cross-referencing satellite sea surface temperature data with deep-sea probe readings, we identified thermal plumes rising from the abyss. These are concentrated columns of warm water erupting from the exact coordinates of the unmapped seamounts we've been tracking. There is no volcanic activity in these zones. The only source for this kind of consistent heat is a massive, high-performance industrial cooling system, the kind used to prevent AI server clusters from melting down. But the forensic trail doesn't stop at heat. We analyzed the chemical composition of the water surrounding these sites using autonomous sleeper bots. The results showed trace amounts of rare earth minerals and microparticulates of synthetic coolants that are only used in high-end data centers. This is the digital DNA of the seabed sovereign. It isn't a theory anymore. It is a physical reality that is literally changing the chemistry of our oceans. We are looking at a localized ecological shift, triggered not by climate change, but by the sheer processing power of machines that are hidden from the world's eyes. As we layer this forensic data over the ghost cable network, the picture becomes clear. A hidden, high-tech grid is alive and humming beneath the waves, and it is growing. Every LIDAR scan we run reveals more nodes being added to this dark network. The ocean floor is no longer just sand and rock. It is becoming a motherboard for an intelligence that is slowly consuming the planet's secrets. Now that we have the proof, the question changes. Who is behind this, and what happens when this motherboard decides it no longer needs the surface? We have the infrastructure. We have the forensic proof. But the most disturbing question remains: who owns the abyss? In the legal world, the high seas are known as mare liberum, international waters belonging to no one. But in 2026, a new legal loophole has been exploited. These submerged AI hubs and ghost cables exist in a jurisdictional vacuum. They are the first ever sovereign servers, digital territories that operate under their own logic, owned by shadow entities that have more capital than most sovereign nations. By placing their primary processing power 6,000 meters below the surface, these entities have effectively seceded from the physical world. No government can issue a subpoena to a server farm located in the Hadal zone. No regulator can audit an algorithm that lives in a pressurized titanium sphere. This is the ultimate offshore haven. We are witnessing the rise of the seabed sovereign, a silent superpower that controls the global flow of information without owning a single square inch of dry land. Our investigation into the financial trails behind these ghost cables points toward a consortium of private equity, defense contractors, and AI-first corporations that have outpaced international law. The geopolitical implications are terrifying. If a nation's entire digital backbone, from its military comms to its power grid, passes through these autonomous nodes, who is actually in control? These submerged AI hubs aren't just processing data, they are gatekeepers. They have the ability to throttle connections, manipulate stock market high-frequency trading, and even trigger digital blackouts with total anonymity. The invisible border we've been tracking is real, and it is being patrolled by autonomous drones that view any unauthorized approach as an act of war. By analyzing the 2026 maritime movements, we see a pattern of dark ships providing maintenance to these sites under the guise of deep-sea mining. But they aren't looking for minerals. They are upgrading the digital nervous system of a planet that is being rewired from the bottom up. The surface world is still debating borders and treaties, while the seabed sovereign has already built a new world where the true law is the algorithm. The maps of the future won't show countries or continents. They will show the heat map of the Silicon Abyss, the only place where the true masters of the 21st century reside.
We began this journey by following the silence, the GPS black holes, and the dark ships that seemed to vanish from the face of the Earth. But what we found wasn't a disappearance, it was a transition. The final layer of our investigation reveals that the seabed sovereign is no longer just a project, it is an active, self-sustaining ecosystem. Our 2026 surveillance footage has confirmed the presence of hub ships permanently stationed over these submerged AI clusters, acting as relay points between the abyss and the satellite constellations above. The loop is closed. The invisible border is no longer just underwater, it has expanded to the stars. This is the ultimate evolution of power. For centuries, humanity fought over land, then over oil, and then over data. But now the fight is over latency and sovereignty. By controlling the ghost cables and the Silicon Abyss, these shadow entities have effectively bypassed the speed of light for their own gains, while slowing it down for the rest of the world. They have created a two-tiered reality. In one world, we struggle with regulated, monitored, and slow digital systems. In the other, the seabed sovereign operates at the speed of thought, making decisions that affect billions of lives before the signal even reaches our shores. The verdict is clear. The ocean is no longer a natural barrier, it is a shield. It is being used to hide a high-tech infrastructure that is fundamentally incompatible with our current understanding of democracy and freedom. As we look at the heat maps and the LIDAR anomalies one last time, we realize that the motherboard is almost complete. The machines aren't coming for us. They are already beneath us, humming in the cold darkness, processing our future in a language we cannot translate. The maps are lying, the silence is screaming, and the water is getting warmer. This was Trench Waters. Subscribe to stay ahead of the signal. The truth is deeper than you think.